All right, gentlemen, so let's start this off with a quick quiz. Can you spot the mistake? First picture right here. Can you spot it? Can you see the error? Can you see the mistake the guy's making here? Next up, can you see the blunder? Can you see the error that the guy is making with his clothing right here? I think it's obvious, but not everyone may see it. Can you spot it? And for this last one, guys, come on, you got to be able to see this one. Do you see it? Come on, I'll give you a few extra seconds. Do you spot the error? Do you see the mistake? Now with that first one, I know a lot of you guys saw it. The guy was wearing the tag from the store. Guys, you want to take this off of your suit. I admit, when I bought my first suit, I was hesitant to cut this thing off because it looked so nice. It looked like it was supposed to be there. I actually asked a stylish friend and he pointed out, no, you want to take this thing off. And I get it. Not everyone grows up wearing a suit. Not everyone has a father that shows them these details. So this one, if you ever spot a young man wearing a suit and he's still got the tag on it, or maybe even the tag on his clothing, you may want to pull him aside and just point it out. Don't embarrass him in front of other people. Just simply say, hey man, is this intentional? You understand this thing can come off. That being said, I do know there was a fashion trend of people actually leaving the tags on. Not for me, not something I would recommend, but to each his own. Now this next one, it was a little bit harder to spot, but if you know what to look for, yeah, it is right there, and that is tack stitching. So tack stitching, commonly seen on suits, but you're also going to see it on a wide variety of other clothing. This is stitching that basically holds pockets. It keeps items laying flat, so in transport, the clothing isn't damaged. And some of that tack stitching is actually hard to spot because, yeah, it's on the back of the jacket, right there on the vents. Make sure to check for this to remove it before your first wear. Now, the best way to remove these is to use a tool known as a seam ripper. They're relatively easy to find, inexpensive, and they are going to be safer for your clothing than, yes, taking a knife. Now you can use the knife, but be careful. You don't want to cut other parts of your clothing. And for that last mistake, did you spot it? Come on, a little bit longer. Just kidding, gents. There is no mistake here. I'm just trolling you. The next mistake that does you no favors, if you're going to dress up, make sure you take care of your clothing. Your shirts should be ironed. If you're going to wear a shirt with a collar, make sure that the collar isn't falling underneath the jacket. If you're layering it with a sweater, make sure that it stands up, that it looks good, that it is a collar with strength. And gents, if you're looking for a company that makes it easy, you need to check out Collars & Co. Gents, I've talked about this company before. I absolutely love their shirts because they make dressing sharp easy. Their whole thing is to get the look of a dress shirt without actually having to wear a dress shirt. And you go onto their website, what you're going to see are shirts that look like polos, except for the fact they're going to have a little bit deep. You got the 4 buttons right in there, which is a great look. I love these shirts. I've worn them to a number of events. As you can see right here, these are pictures taken from the baptism of my daughter. Boom, I'm rocking that shirt right there at one of the most important days of my life. I wanted to look good at the same time I was traveling in Chicago. I wanted to keep my wardrobe simple. Boom, look at that combination right there. And that's what I love about these shirts. They're incredibly comfortable. They've got a 4-way stretch. They wick away moisture, but that collar at the same time stands up. It's basically a dress shirt collar on a polo shirt that just simply looks amazing. So you can layer these with sweaters, with a sports jacket, anything you would normally wear a dress shirt with, but you don't have the discomfort, you don't have the hot points, you don't have all the issues that come with dress shirts. And just in case you missed them, they were on Shark Tank. And if you're a Shark Tank fan, yeah, that's Mark Cuban wearing Collars & Co. He absolutely loved the company, loved them so much, he invested $1 million to help them grow. Because this, as you can imagine, is a great idea. It's just making dressing sharp easier, and that's why I love this company. And to make this a no-brainer for you gents, go to collarsandco.com/RMRS and use code RMRS to get the best deal on the web. Now, stupid is a harsh word. I probably could have used words like dumb, naive, foolish, senseless, unintelligent, ignorant, idiotic, moronic. Okay, you get the point. But if you think about it, the very concept that we can judge people based off of what they wear is very flawed. You and me have both met amazing people that don't have much of a sense of style, and we have met empty suits that have a great sense of style but have no morals and just aren't people we'd want to be around. Gents, I 100% agree that you should never judge a book based on its cover. You should get to know people. You shouldn't judge people based on their clothing. However, as Mr. Spock would say,
logic is the beginning of wisdom, Valeris, not the end.
Because as logical as me and you may actually be, the world is full of illogical people that make quick judgments based off of limited information. And that takes me to the next mistake that can make you look stupid: following fashion trends when you don't know what you're doing. Now, you may be wondering, what's the difference between fashion and style? Style is going to be timeless elegance. This is dressing for the body you have. This is actually looking at history, wearing clothing that suits your build and the situation in which you're wearing it in. Fashion, on the other hand, these are trends. These are maybe particular types of clothing, the fits of the clothing, colors that come through in seasons. And not only we've got an industry trying to push this, but you've got other people who, when they're wearing this, you almost feel like you have to join in to feel accepted. And this is really powerful. It plays on human nature, the fact that we want to be part of a tribe, of a group. In fact, they looked at chimpanzees. There was this one, she was putting a white feather on her ear. Guess what all the other chimpanzees around her did? They started putting these white feathers in on their ear. So we see it in animals where they're picking up fashion trends. Human beings are just the same. And I get it. You don't like to think that you fall prey to fashion, but look around. Look at all the men that are wearing baseball caps, graphic t-shirts, blue jeans, running shoes. It's all the same look. Is everyone choosing this? No. We're being influenced by what is being sold by the box stores and what other people around us are wearing and what we deem to be acceptable in our society. So what's the mistake here? When you follow the whimsical winds of fashion and you don't pay attention to your body type, to your build, what actually looks good on you. So that's why skinny jeans, I just deride them. Not that a skinny guy can actually pull off skinny jeans, and I think it looks good, but a larger guy, a really built guy, a heavier set guy, no, skinny jeans do not complement their build. Right now we're seeing a trend for looser fitted clothing, which is probably actually a good thing coming from that tighter fitted clothing, but there's a lot of body types this just doesn't work with. If you're a thinner, a skinny guy, that loose fitted suit, it's just something that's not going to be timeless. It's more of a fashion piece and you shouldn't wear it. Let's talk about the next mistake, and that is the overuse of colors. When guys do this, yeah, it really can mess up an outfit. And I get it. We like something. We think this color looks great on us. We get a compliment. So we go out and we buy a full-on shirt. We buy a jacket. We buy trousers that are, a little bit out there, a little bit bright colored. Guys, the simplest advice I can give you here is treat color like a spice, like salt, when you're getting started with style. You don't need a whole lot. It will go a long way, and it can have a dramatic, a very powerful effect with just a pinch. In fact, to be specific, let me show you this chart right here. I created this to give men a little bit of guidance on the percentages of colors that should be in the average wardrobe. 20% white, 18% gray, 14% navy blue, 13% black, 12% blue, 10% brown, 7% green, 2% purple, 2% red, 1% yellow, 1% orange. Now, of course, you don't have to stick with those percentages, and each of those colors has a wide variation. But notice that only 6% of the colors are relatively bright, spicy colors that would grab attention. And that's really, for me, what color is about. Grabbing attention, directing the eyes, and you want to use it sparingly. All right, so now let's get into specific mistakes. Things that, you just don't want to be doing this. Large, oversized logos. This was a trend, and I see a number of companies, this comes and goes every few years. Avoid it. It never looks good. It always looks dated. And unless the company is paying you to wear that logo, it's just not worth it. Ridiculous looking sunglasses. I get it. Maybe these are a fashion trend. And if you're a fashionista, you go for it. You pull it off. But for the vast majority of us, simply look to your history. There are so many great styles of sunglasses that have been around for over 50 years that you can easily pull into your wardrobe. Wayfarers. So many men sleep on these. These are a great classic style. You got to have a little bit more confidence. They definitely draw attention to the eyes, but these have been around and you can find some awesome deals. My favorite though is the Clubmaster. This one definitely draws attention to the eyes, but without the frame there at the bottom, it's got a really distinctive look. This could be your signature pair of glasses. Or what about changing up the aviators? A lot of us go with rounded aviators, but there are square aviators. You can change up the lenses, go with something that's more reflective. Maybe it has silver or a color on it. Next up, let's talk about the accessory overload. You buy a ring. You like wearing rings. You pick up another one. Next thing you know, you've got 25 rings on your fingers. Johnny Depp seemed to be able to pull it off, but the guy plays a pirate and he's a movie star. Again, not saying you can't do this if you've got the confidence, if you really like the look, but be careful with wearing a ring on every finger. Too many rings, too much jewelry, the necklaces, guys. Be careful. Again, I view this as a spice, especially when you're getting started. One signature piece of jewelry is a great way to be able to stand out. 5 signature pieces, it's a bit overkill. Now, gents, if you're enjoying this video and you want more videos like this, do me a favor and smash that like button. When you engage with the like button, it sends a signal out to Susan, the CEO of YouTube. Hey, Antonio's videos are awesome. And she gets into YouTube, she adjusts the algorithm, and she shares them with more people. No, she doesn't do any of that. I'd like to think she would, but yeah, just smash the like button. It's an easy way to help the channel. I appreciate it. This next mistake, I'm not going to say makes you look stupid, but it does make you look unprepared, like you're a hobo. Guys, I'm talking about wearing socks with holes in them. Guys, I don't know who you are that you like the feeling of this. This drives me nuts. It is a pet peeve. Every time I find a pair of socks, I slip them on, I don't even notice there's a small hole. I will stop everything I'm doing and go back upstairs and find another pair. Yeah, it bothers me. But if you've got your toe sticking out, you're visiting your girlfriend's family for the first time, it's just, yeah, her father's going to be like, who is this guy? Wearing a tank top is outerwear. Any type of undershirt worn as outerwear is not a great look. Guys, they call these things wife beaters for a reason. There's a stigma. Yeah, you don't want to be part of that. Speaking of undershirts, yes, the whole massive V-neck, I like these as an undershirt. I've got an undershirt on right now that you cannot see because it's got this deep V. But again, wearing this as outerwear, a no-go. Now, this next one is tiny, but I pick up on it. I think a lot of people spot it. Can you see the mistake here in the image? Guys, his tie length is off. A tie, you've got like a 1-inch area that you want it to land right there at the belt buckle. Now, does it always need to be there? No, especially if you're wearing a jacket, just button it up. It's going to cover a length issue. But if it's too short, it's going to pop out. If anything, I would rather have the tie just be a little bit too long. I can just tuck it right into the pants. And again, I'm wearing a jacket to cover this. But if you're not wearing a jacket, if you're wearing the tie just with a shirt, then I highly recommend you get the length right. And speaking of neckties, know how to tie a necktie. Guys, never wear a clip-on. Bow tie, necktie, doesn't matter. You want to be able to tie that thing. Yeah, anyone that wears a clip-on, come on. It's just, yeah, let's not even go there. Now, this next one, tiny, but people pick up on it. Again, these tiny details make a big difference. On your suit, understand the basic buttoning rules. When you stand, you should button your suit. But there are certain buttons you should. So here's a quick chart that shows you exactly how. If it's a 2-button suit, only the top button. If it is a 3-button suit, then you've got the option of the middle and the top, or just the middle. Now, this next one I've been railing on for years, but it doesn't seem to make a difference. In fact, I think it was a fashion trend, socks with sandals, and then you saw socks with sliders. And does anyone actually pull this off and you feel good about yourself? I would love to hear from you down in the comments. And you know, I'm just having fun here in jest. You guys can wear it whatever you want, but what I'm trying to protect you from is having people make a judgment about you when you've got so much to offer the world. So what video to watch next? How about the style mistakes that are going to make you look old? Guys, you want to watch this video? You do not want to look like you're 90 when you're 19. Yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with being a fit 90-year-old, but I mean, do you want to look that, especially if you're 19, 20? No, it's not that bad, but yeah, I cover the mistakes that you want to avoid making. So, boom, enjoy it. Click on it.